That number is a lie, because everything these people say is a lie. They lie with abandon about everything all the time. Colin Wright looked into this subject a couple of years ago and discovered that the 1.7% figure comes from a book written by a woman named Anne Fausto Sterling, who had an ideological axe to grind. She wanted to disprove the sex binary, and she did it by wildly inflating the number of intersex people that exist in the world. Reading from Wright's column, it says, they broadly define an intersex person as, quote, an individual who deviates from the Platonic ideal of physical dimorphism at the chromosomal, genital, gonadal, and hormonal levels. To arrive at their 1.7% figure, they asked how frequently humans deviate from this Platonic ideal. In the review, their ideal male is defined as somebody with XY chromosomes, functional testes located in the scrotal sac, a penis between 2.5 and 4.5 centimeters at birth, and a completely enclosed urethra that opens at the tip. The ideal male must also have testes that produce Müllerian inhibiting factor, as well as testosterone and dihydrotestosterone. There we go. And juvenile testicular activity must result in typical masculizing puberty. Their ideal female has two X chromosomes, functional ovaries that result in normal feminizing puberty, intact oviducts attached to a functional uterus, cervix, and vaginal canal. The ideal female must also have labia minora and majora present and a clitoris that ranges from 0.2 centimeters and 0.85 centimeters in length at birth. Okay. You see the problem, hopefully. They are including in their definition of intersex people, people who deviate from their definition of the Platonic ideal, and yet whose sex is not at all ambiguous or in question. So they came up with what they consider to be the Platonic ideal of maleness, and anyone who deviates from it slightly is intersex. So a male who is clearly and unambiguously male and yet has a smaller penis than a normal penis, or problems with the testes or the urethra, ends up counted as intersex by their definition. This is just completely ridiculous. And that's why if you apply a more precise definition of the word intersex, you find that the actual number of intersex people is lower than 0.02%. That is 100 times less than the estimate Scientific American provided. And when you realize that the actual intersex population is so minuscule, the attempts to use it as a chainsaw to cut to pieces the sex binary become even more obviously ludicrous. Intersex people are anomalies. They suffer from an unfortunate medical condition. Their existence does not destabilize or throw into question the notion of biological sex as we've always understood it. We are still left in a world where everybody in principle either has the capacity to get pregnant or the capacity to impregnate others.